Hi everyone, bit of a different video today. I thought I would show you what's in my current reading pile. These are books that I have purchased recently. So the first one is Stephenie Meyer's Midnight Sun. So this is the prequel or accompanying book to the Twilight series. Now, some of my friends think I'm a bit crazy for loving Twilight, but I can't help it. This is who I am. So I have read the entire series. I think the books are much better than the films, but I still love the films as well. But this book is told from the perspective of Edward when he first meets Bella. And what I love so far, I'm only a few pages in, page 17, but what I love is the nostalgia of reliving that first book. At the moment, I'm sure we'll get to way more than just the first book by the end. I'm assuming it's the whole story. But yeah, it's quite fun to just go back and see from Edward's side what was happening when Bella comes into the cafeteria for the first time and he realizes he can't hear her thoughts, and then when they're in class together, all that kind of stuff. I'm loving seeing it from his perspective, but also I'm loving the nostalgia from when I read the book for the first time, and it was so many years ago. So I've started this because how can I not? Midnight Sun. So the second one is also a Stephenie Meyer book. It's called The Chemist. I didn't know this existed. I've read The Host, which is another of Stephenie Meyer's books, and it was excellent. And not at all like Twilight, like a completely different kind of book. So let me tell you about it. It says it's a compulsive page turner, which I always love. So it says she used to work for the US government, an expert in her field. She was one of the darkest secrets of an agency, so clandestine it doesn't even have a name. Then one day they came for her without warning. She's been running ever since. So it kind of gives me an Alias feel, the TV show called Alias. I'm super excited to read it. Of course, there's a love interest with her handler. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to how it goes. I just want to pop back to Midnight Sun because I love the idea of just reading the first line of a book. This was the time of day when I most wished I were able to sleep. High school. So that's from Edward's perspective, of course. And then this one is The Chemist. So let's have a look at the first one. I haven't looked at this yet, actually. Today's errand had become routine for the woman who was currently calling herself Chris Taylor. So she's given herself a different name. We can tell that from the first line. So that's very interesting. I think that's cool. And plus, I am a chemist. If you didn't know, my training is I have a Bachelor of Chemistry and then other degrees on top of that. So yes, I'm quite keen to read this one. Okay, so changing up the pace a little, this one is called The Calm and Cozy Book of Sleep, Rest, Dream, Live by Beth Wyatt. And it's more of a, how to approach sleep. We all have sleeping problems, I'm sure, at some point or another. So this is, sleep is the ultimate act of self-care, yet the quest to get a good night's rest is never ending. So in this book, she helps you get the sleep you need for a healthy life, discussing a multitude of fascinating sleep topics, from sleep basics to waking up in the morning, and then here's all of the various things that she covers. I don't even know if it's illustrated. I feel like by the front cover it might be, but let's have a little flick. And there's Beth, the author, an insomnia, rest and self-care coach. Oh, that's very pretty. So yes, we have some illustrations throughout, kind of calming ones. Let's have a look at what that quote said. Never waste any time you can spend sleeping. How true. I do that a lot. I just watch Netflix instead of sleeping. Never go to sleep without a request to your subconscious. Well, that's interesting. There is a time for many words, and there is also a time for sleep. So yes, looking forward to reading this. I think because it's kind of, it's illustrated, it's got fairly large font, it's just kind of I think going to be an easy read, so I'm looking forward to that. I do have a couple more books on their way, but these are the ones that arrived and I really wanted to just show you them. So this last one is called Paris Never Leaves You. I think I picked this up from Kmart. These two are from Kmart, the other two are from Book Depository, and they came super fast considering what's going on in the world. It says it's masterful, magnificent, and a passionate story of survival. And that's by the Tattooist of Auschwitz, which is a book that has been recommended to me by the person who I told that I was reading this book. This book is by Ellen Feldman. And it says it's in Paris, 1944. Charlotte Foray is working in a tiny bookstore in Nazi-occupied Paris, struggling to stay alive and keep her baby Vivi safe. Every day they live through is a miracle until Vivi becomes gravely ill. In desperation, Charlotte accepts help from an unlikely saviour and her life is changed forever. I'll leave it there, but I'm super keen to read this. It's meant to be very, very good. I skipped the first line of this book, so I'll come back to it, but let's look at this one first. The first line in Paris Never Leaves You. They were ripping off the stars. I'm going to keep going. Filthy fingers with broken, dirt-encrusted nails were yanking and peeling and prying. Who would have thought they still had the strength? So I'm assuming there might be stars. Oh, maybe on a jacket. I was thinking it might be on the ceiling, but no, I think it's a bit more dark than that. All right, let's have a quick look at the Calm and Cozy Book of Sleep. I don't think it's going to have too much of an interesting first line, but let her sleep, for when she wakes, she will shake the world. My relationship with sleep hasn't always been blissful. Well, isn't that the truth? We're all a bit like that, aren't we? So that's my little collection of books to pass the COVID times. As I said, I've already started Midnight Sun and I'm very much enjoying the nostalgia of going through the life and times of Edward. Good fun. Anyway, I don't know if you're interested in my reading habits. I have been reading obviously my whole life, and I read a ton when I used to travel. I travelled for work for 12 years and I would just read on the plane all the time, like a lot of people do. And I would easily read a book or two every week, maybe even more, depending on the amount of travel that I was doing. But then I got an iPad and I don't know, then I watched TV and I kind of got out of the habit of reading. I guess I used to read a lot for work as well, like dreary papers and stuff. So I kind of got out of the habit for reading and I missed it so much. I've started a little book club called the Planner Addicts Book Club, and it's a bit dormant at the moment because we weren't actually doing monthly meetups, and I really miss it actually. It was good fun. Different kind of group of people all the time, and a couple of us usuals who always turned up, but it was really interesting with the different books that we chose, and also just kind of nice to catch up with people who like reading the same kind of things that you like to read, if you know what I mean. But anyway, this is my attempt to get back into reading, and I think what better book than a very nostalgic Twilight book, because I devoured the first ones when they came out, just could not stop reading them. And I don't really care if anyone thinks that's sad because I like them and I'm not the only one, right? There's a ton of people who love these books as much as I do. So I thought a fast-paced kind of easy read would be the best one to start off the series again for me, the series of reading I mean. There were a couple of other really good books that I read earlier in the year, so I might talk to you about them if you're interested at all in books. I don't know, let me know in the comments if you're interested in hearing about books. I might scatter one in every now and again into the YouTube schedule just to see how we're going and what people think and what I'm reading at the moment. Super keen to hear what you think. I may even set up a little book planner or something to keep track of what I'm reading and what I liked and what I didn't like. I don't know. I've toyed with that idea for a very long time. But I am now obviously rambling. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. If you made it to the end, thank you. I know it's a bit different to the usual planner videos. I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you all again super, super soon. Thanks guys. Bye.